Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I'm going to start it off by saying big ups to President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris again because they're doing an incredible job getting the vaccines rolled out. Everybody's getting tested. Now, 19 years and up as of what, Monday, will be able to get tested. So that means everybody can get tested. So, and well, not tested, but vaccinated. So yeah, the vaccinations is rolling out, and we got a great big center over at St. Nicholas Houses. Yeah, go over there and get your shots in, man, because we got some things to fix up around here. A lot of things to fix up, but things are getting fixed up thanks to the Tenant Association President Carlton Davis. He
Yes, sir.
is putting it together, putting grant houses together like you've never seen before. So I had a lead poisoning appointment yesterday, and I got to admit they was on point, and if you didn't get it, you better get it if you got kids. So he's really doing his thing, man. He's stepping it up his game, and he's really making it happen in grant projects. Um, so big up to the solo the Upper West Side Grant Houses Community Radio, 95.9. I am your host, DJ Blast, BLAS, Black Liberated African Soldier, and with me today I got Pedro Pablo. So Pedro,
Yes, sir.
what did you hear as far as what as far as the presidency and all of this nonsense going on, and the Lion King being through and over? So we can now concentrate on getting this country back in order and all of this now. Is that
Well,
what's going?
I don't know if we could do that because remember, the country has been has always been probably according when it comes to us out of order.
Yeah,
So we need to get the correct thermometer out and start doing some correction.
that's
They got
true.
to some of this stuff has got to get corrected, man, because it doesn't make any sense. So they got to start there. You know what I mean? The police thing, man. That stuff that you're seeing, that stuff is crazy. You just cannot have one group of people made up of the same ethnicity and put them in charge of anything. I don't
Right,
care what it is.
right,
Making the donuts, making the anything that people need. If you have one group of people of the same ethnicity handling that, there's going to be a big time problem. And now, I mean, and you're gonna give these. And so that's what's going on because most of the cops are white, and you're gonna
yep,
give them a gun. Come
yep,
on, man.
yep.
Come on,
That
man. Come
that
on.
is the bottom line. That
Come on.
is the
And then you
bottom.
and then you're not going to pay them the right amount of money, just like you don't pay the teachers the right amount of money. You got to
Okay,
pay people the right amount. Then you want to get good people, you got to give them the money.
I mean, you got to give them.
Come on,
You got. I mean,
come
all
on,
right. The
man.
correction officers at Rikers Island, they're going through a 24-hour uh what is it, like an employment lockdown or something like that, where the employees are forced to work 24 hours, and they're gonna have I mean, come on with this nonsense. And so
That's
when we get
that's
our
part of the
guns,
getting corrected. That's part of the
I,
that maybe that needs to be corrected as well because when you doing a job like that, you're only doing two things. You open the door, you close the door.
that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. All right. So
Period.
they're not getting paid,
And then
and
you in there with
workers are getting
you're in
paid.
there with the dummy. Let's not leave that part out. Yeah, with
We need the dummies out here right now because, right? I mean, it's getting really ridiculous out here because, I mean, the way they're doing about with the voting thing right now, you
that's
know,
a good thing, man. That's a good thing, Glass. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's better to go, and then you know this as an athlete. It's better to go to the game where we know what the other people are going to be doing, even if they're going to bust us upside the head. At least we know what we going in for. What we're going to have to do.
that is
Better
true.
to know than to show up there and not know and have a whole bunch of people there doing all kind of crap, that's going to guarantee not only we're going to get bust upside the head, they're going to wash the floor with us.
I mean,
You know
seriously,
what I'm
folks.
talking about.
I mean, seriously. Y'all got to get it together. We got to armor this up, man, because I mean,
Gotta get smarter. We got to get
yeah,
smarter, man.
yeah. I mean, we have to
But
be.
you can't have people saying you can't vote, and if you go and if the vote is important, then you have to do that. Then you can't have a whole bunch of dumb people, being cops, and their whole idea is that you do what I say, otherwise there's a problem. Come on, man. You don't live in that kind of world no more, man.
I think the
You gotta talk
majority,
to people like you got some sense.
the majority of states are now putting these laws into effect that are like pretty much, Jim Crow. I mean, come on. The
No more Jim
majority
Crow
of the
people. How
states.
you gonna have a Jim Crow law when you don't have no Jim Crow people? The group
We
of
don't
people
think
that
like Jim Crow. We don't think Jim Crow anymore.
Hey, listen, if you got people like us thinking like that, you know what the young people, the younger people think.
I mean, you can't
they
tell
not down
them
with
nothing.
all that.
They
They ain't down with that Jim Crow
can't
shit.
tell them
They
nothing,
ain't down
man.
with that, man.
You can't tell them nothing, man.
They ain't down.
Right.
That means you're gonna have a bus come, the one-on-one bus that goes down on 21st. That means Jim Crow rules mean that everybody that's not a white person get in the back of the bus. Now you tell me that's gonna happen.
I don't see it. All right.
It's not happening, man. It's not happening, man.
I see.
They can have the cops on the bus and it still ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, man.
It's not gonna happen. All right, because you can't tell us that we can't do that and we can't do this at that.
People just ain't gonna obey that. No, it does. You just talking about why people ain't gonna obey that. They not gonna obey
right.
that rule. That's all I'm saying. Just
come
not
on
gonna
now.
do it.
Come on now.
They ain't gonna do it.
Especially here in New York City. All right.
That's my point. And I'm
Especially
thinking
here in
there's
New York
probably
City.
a lot of places around the world that people think the same way because these people, they got their machine in the pocket, man. Everybody knows everybody know what everybody's doing, man. And the only people who haven't adjusted is the white people.
Yeah,
the
all
white
right.
men.
All right. And that's what they was
Everybody
talking about.
adjusted to the technology,
That's what they was talking about on CNN last night with Don
I
Lemon.
didn't know that.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were talking about the old white men, all right, not wanting to change the system. All right, because that's what he was talking about. And now we looking at, we got what, major mass killings all in one state, in Minnesota.
Look, listen. First of all, they didn't call them the right name. They're not the old white men. They're the dopey old white guys. They're the dopey old white guys. That's who they are, man. They're old, white, and they're dopey. And that's just being fair.
Oh, Pedro
you know what I mean?
Yo, my man, you're killing it. Yo, he's doing worse. I mean, all right. CNN got to the point where they're now cursing on air. All right. They say things like shit, ass, everything. They're saying it now.
Hey, listen, there has been 140 something mass shootings, and the mass shooting is 5 people or more, something like that, since the beginning of the year. Now, if I don't know what constitutes the shit being out of control, other than that kind of a number. They shooting people when you go to the grocery store. These white people going crazy, man. Come on.
I mean, pretty much in the last few weeks,
they got it.
Mass shootings and shootings, period.
140 something mass shootings since January of this year.
All right.
Come on. 40 something.
Come on now.
It's out of control, man. Hey, listen, they wilding out here. Second Amendment people, they out here wilding, man.
Dopey white men. Is it dopey white men?
Dopey old white guys. No, dopey old white guys.
Old white guys. All right.
Dopey old white guys.
Y'all got to get out of there, man, because
But they got to go. They need to take a seat. Don't sit their ass down in the Jim Crow bus that they want to ride in. Let's get some Jim Crow buses, and they can ride in those. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at them.
They're now starting to talk about climate control. All right, and okay, where were y'all when we was talking about that? Y'all was talking politics, and I was like, yo, they smashed a little girl on the magazine cover and all of that stuff, and now they want to start talking about climate control, and Biden's not addressing it. Come on, give me a break, man. Give me a break. Yo, you dopey old white guys. All right.
That's who. When you look on TV and the people are telling you that why things got to be the way they are, There's always a dopey old white guy.
So
every single time. Not sometimes.
every single time. Every
Every single
single
time,
man.
Every single time, man.
Come
Get kind of
on.
tired of that, man. You get kind of
No.
tired of it after
All
you
right,
go,
I'm
man, I ain't
getting
listening to that
tired of
shit.
people getting
I'm not
this
listening
nonsense,
to that. I'm
man.
not listening to y'all.
So big ups to Grand Houses community,
Yes, sir.
community, and for sticking together with all their friends and all their family, and let's talk about something a little bit more positive. The Knicks were on last night, and they played Dallas, and they won. They won. The Knicks won big against Dallas yesterday.
I don't like Dallas.
I don't like Dallas either because now that Dwayne Wade has bought into Dallas.
No, Utah. He brought to Utah.
Oh, Utah. Right. That's right. So, all right. So it's Utah. Dallas is the other team. Dallas is a team that.
Dallas has got the guy that Luka got, the big, the young white kid, white kid. The reason why I like him,
he put on the show. He put on the show last night.
I do like him, but I have been on teams with guys like him, and you don't never win the big shit when you got everything got to go through one guy. You don't win that because people just focus in on when the shit get real. They just gonna focus in on his butt, and they gonna give him the business. They'll beat you. And you're watching the playoffs again because they beat the shit out of him last year. They're gonna beat you. They'll beat you down. They'll beat you down. They'll beat you down to the ground, bruh.
Okay, so
that's how I go. Right on TV while everybody looking. At the end of the game, he's laying in the ice tub, man.
Let's put it like this: for all the big guys out there that are playing in the NBA today. Okay, Philly has got a big man that is killing it right now. So he's a big man, and he's a big man, all right? So he's not knocking them, but he is getting his points. So he's hitting free throws too. So the other big man, where was it? Not Golden State. It was one of those teams out there.
When they played for Denver.
Who?
Djokovic. The guy that plays for Denver,
not him. Oh yeah, him. Right. Yo, these are big guys out here. They're doing their thing, all right. Step back jumpers, step back threes, okay. So I mean, I give it up to the big men now because they're really pulling their team together, and they're not going to beat my Brooklyn Nets, okay. Everybody's got the Brooklyn Nets to be like the world champions, so to speak, but they're saying that in the finals, not even the West can contend with them. So big up to Brooklyn. Yeah.
you already know yourself from being a football player that that's all talk, man. You got to get there.
Yeah, that's all.
But certainly they got the goods. They got the goods. They got the experience.
That's what they say.
And they playing. What I like about them is that they playing them other guys because you ain't winning nothing without the other guys.
Right.
As Shaq from the others. And so that's what I like about them, and which is what I don't like about Dallas because you don't know who the others are. And it's the same thing with Philly. Thing with Philly, who
I know Tim Hardaway was on the team. I know Tim Hardaway was on the team.
Yeah, Junior, they got rid of Junior.
I didn't know he was on the team because they kept giving the
ball. You're on the team, but that white guy, the Luka guy, is going on him.
That's what I'm saying. He's taking step back threes, and what the heck?
I'm just saying, well, they not. My point to you is that you ain't winning. They not gonna win nothing.
Nah. Because the Knicks took it to their ass on defense.
There you go.
The Knicks took it to their ass on defense last night.
I finally have.
Yeah, they're coming on. They're all coming along. Yeah.
So what they have now, they have a team. They got like a killer, the left-handed guy, the big dude, the guy that should play for the Lakers, who was in New Orleans.
Right. Right.
Yes, they got him. So they got the killer. Then they got the young kid that they drafted last year.
That's right. That's right.
The left-handed boy. So they got the killer, and they got the little Robin in training. And so and they play tough D. And they slow the game down. They got the other kid quickly from Kentucky. So they got a good team now. Now they got a team. They play like a team. They play for each other. So that's probably why they're going to be in the playoffs.
I
That's
believe they're
opinion.
going to be there too. You know,
We'll
I
be
mean,
the
both my teams is doing good, really good, really good. But yeah, I got to, oh yeah, big ups to Carver Mob football. I'm sorry, but that's my team. Yeah, I was the last team I played for. Yeah, they was out on vacation, so I saw your pictures on Instagram. Y'all be bugging out there. Y'all just going to the beach and having drinks. Y'all keep doing your thing on that field, man. So yeah, Carver Mob.
Gridiron.
Entertainment. It's not a happy note, especially today. Last week, DMX died, and I just found out today that Black Rob died. You know, so
You mean the guy from Road? Yo.
yeah, that's him.
East Coast people. Yo.
Black Rob
Man.
died, man. I was like, yo, hold up, man. We just getting over DMX. Now we gotta deal with Black Rob too. This is getting really crazy, man. And they're not dying violently, thank God. But yeah, they're dying. They're dying. Old age, stuff like that happens, man. It happens, all right?
Hey, listen, we was working with this kid who came up and was working with us. We was doing a project. He came up from Philly to work with us, and his wife, family, ran a funeral home. And so after the work, they would stay up here while we was doing the project, instead of driving back down to Philly. And so, we out, drinking, man, and stuff. And he said, yeah, man, when I work for my wife, he's the guy that go picks up the bodies.
Wow.
He said, well, yeah. He said, think what he said. He said, in some months, he said, at certain times of the month, he said, everybody be dying. We was looking at his going, he said, even little babies.
Yo, it's true, man.
That's what he said. Now, we wouldn't know that because, we don't hang around people who pick up bodies. So now
Right, that's right.
Right, you know what I mean? So he's talking to us. I'm looking at him. I'm like, my mouth was open. Then he said, yeah. And he said, and the strangest thing, I never forgot. He said, the strangest thing, and which explained why he was working with us. We was building a cable system, working with us as opposed to, that. He said, yeah, man. He said, the strangest thing, he said, somebody dies, and then the people want them out the house yesterday. He said, somebody live in the house for 50,000 years, and they die, and the people want them out of there. They be calling over and over to this, because, he's the body pickup guy. Hurry up, when you coming?
Damn, that's crazy, man.
That was crazy. I never forgot that. I said, well, he said, yeah, certain times of the month. He said certain times of the month. He said nothing's happening. He said then all of a sudden there's a whole lot of dying.
Whole lot of death. Whole
lot of dying. He used the word dying. Yeah,
yo.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there as a.
You did because that
you don't never hear. You don't hear that very often.
No, but people have said it. People have said it, because people die in threes and groups of nines and all that nonsense.
You're tuned in to GHCR.NYC, Grant Houses Community Radio, home of the Community News Service and the soul of the Upper West Side.
Well, you heard it first there. That was the lady herself. I am TinaDixon.com from WHCR 90.3 FM New York. She put on a show last night. They really put on a clip last night. So I got to give it up to them.
Let people know, and we gotta let people know that they can every Saturday night, 9 until whenever he feels like it.
1 until 6. Oh my God!
Whenever he feel like it.
Yo.
It's here on GHCR.NYC at 95.9 FM. And also on, James Weldon Johnson Community Radio. So, we Time-Mo streaming.
That's right. GHCR.
We Time-Mo streaming.
95.9 FM on your dial. Soul of the Upper West Side. Grand Houses Community Radio.
Holla.
Yo, Pedro, we gonna get this party started, right, man.
Always a pleasure, man. You
know what I'm saying, man? We gonna start this off with Black Rob.
Stay up, man.
Black Rob, DMX, Mace, and the Lox. 24 hours to live.
Last question. How would you handle Mix. Yeah, I turn out on the head of a